Hello, my name is Senna, and for the project Creative Technologies, I work with GreenSock. GreenSock is an animation platform. With GreenSock, you can make animations on a web page. To make this, you use HTML, CSS and JavaScript. First, I will show you what I made. This is my interactive picture book. First, an animation will start. There are two ways to navigate through this book. First, you can scroll down and the page will flip, or you can click on the buttons. When you click the home and restart button, you will go back to the beginning. I made 5 pages. The first page contains a deer who moves its tail. Your mouse pointer is a fly, and when the fly comes near the ear will shake. On the second page there's an alpaca. When you click on it, hearts will appear. The third page is a bunny and you can just click it and it will say, "Hello, I'm a bunny." On the fourth page, an animal is hidden under the leaves. To make it visible, you click on the leaves. The last page is a dolphin who jumps out of the water when you click on it. Let me show you how my code works. You can see that I use some JavaScript like event listeners, click functions, a loop and other functions. I'm not going to explain all this in this video, but you can find info about it on my blog. For now, let's focus on the GreenSock elements. The first thing you need to do to start with GreenSock is linking your HTML with GreenSock. You can do this by going to the GreenSock website and simply copy and paste this code. Now you can go to your JavaScript and start animating your web page. With GreenSock, you can work with tweens and timelines. In a tween, you can create a single animation, like moving an image. There's a difference between tween light and tween max. Tween max gives you more options. In a timeline, you can put multiple tweens, which in default will start after each other. Also, timelines have 2 versions, the timeline light and the timeline max. The max versions will give you options like repeat, stagger and yo-yo. Let's take a look at my code. At the top of my page you can see all the variables of the timelines. You can see the name, if it's a timeline light or a timeline max. You can see that some of the timelines are paused. This is for the interaction, so the animation only starts when you click on the element. This is my first timeline. This is for animations that start when you open the web page. The first thing you have to write is the name of your timeline. Then you choose if you want to play your transition from a point to a point. After that you call the class or ID from your element. Next you decide the duration of the tween and then you write the transition. In this case my title will scale from 0 to 1 in 1.3 seconds. You can add an ease if you want. There are multiple forms of easing. I use the back ease out to make the animation look a little bit more smooth. Under the first tween you can see the tweens from the other titles and buttons. They are all in the same timeline. I added some labels. You can put any name you want to a label and tweens with the same label will start at the same time. For the last tween I used a stagger from. Stagger will make an element with the same class appear one by one. To make this work, you will have to put a time between the elements at the end of the tween. In this case, my buttons will appear in 1.3 seconds from opacity 0. Between each button there will be a delay of 0.3 seconds. Here you see all the timelines I use for my website. In this timeline I added an audio. You simply do this by calling the function you have in your JavaScript. For the tail of the deer I use some extra options. What I added here is a transform origin. This makes it possible to let the tail rotate at the beginning of the tail and not in the middle. I also added a repeat. You can add put any number of repeats in here, but -1 will make it repeat forever. At the end I added a yo-yo effect. This means that the tween will reverse before it starts again. Okay, that's it for timelines. Now I show you how I made the interaction. You can easily start or pause a timeline just by giving the name of the timeline and then dot play or dot pause or dot repeat. There are multiple options. I first made a function where when you click this element, then the timeline will play. Here we see the button functions. When you click on a button, the timeline in this loop will play. This will also trigger the slides. Here you can see the home button, and when you click it, all the timelines will be reversed. And at the end, there is this JavaScript code that makes scrolling possible by using wheel data functions and event listeners. If you would like to check out my picture book yourself, you can go to my website. Thank you for watching.